Nursing school can feel very overwhelming, from learning how to navigate new classes, getting used to 6 a.m. clinicals, and on top of that studying for exams. It can be very stressful. I have figured out a study routine that has helped me get all A's in my first year of nursing school. In today's video, I'll be breaking down exactly how I study so that you can try it too. If you're new here, hi, my name is Christine and I'm going into my second year of nursing school. I get a lot of questions about how I study, so today I'll be sharing my study routine. Don't forget to hit the subscribe button and let's get started. My study routine has 4 steps and one key thing that ties it all together. Step 1, take lecture notes. Step 2, organize those notes. Step 3, get ready for active recall. Step 4, do active recall. And the key, it's starting early. Let's go step by step. I like to download the PowerPoint, upload them to GoodNotes, and then annotate directly on the slides. GoodNotes is super popular on the iPad too. If you like to handwrite your notes, you can do so on an iPad. Some other options include printing out the slides and writing them on paper, or just simply having a Google Doc open. The best method is the one you're most efficient at. I feel that I am most efficient at typing, so that's what I like to do. After lecture, I pull up a Google Doc and then organize everything. I use outlines, tables, mind maps. It depends on the class and it depends on what information is being presented to me. The outline method is nice, the simple bullet points. In other parts of my notes, I like to use tables. It's a nice way to organize predisposing factors, symptoms, nursing interventions, medications to give, and things like that. I use a lot of mind maps in my pathophysiology class. This is a nice way to organize the predisposing factors, the patho of the disease, as well as the symptoms, and then any labs to confirm that diagnosis. This step is optional, but I have found that it helps me connect the dots and see the bigger picture. Step 3 is preparing for active recall. I like to make flashcards using an app called RemNote. I've heard that it's similar to Anki, so when I make my flashcards, I have my notes pulled up in one window and then the flashcards in another, and then I will just go through my notes and then make flashcards based on them. So these are all the flashcards that I made for this section of my notes. I will say my notes are much more organized than my flashcards, but the flashcards are just there to serve as a tool for active recall, so I'm not too worried about how they look and things like that. This is what it would look like if we were to practice them. And then what's nice about this app is that you can basically rate yourself on how you answered the flashcard. These intervals are much longer. Usually it's shorter. Maybe this will say 1 hour, 3 days, 4 days. But since this was from a long time ago, it was from last quarter, so it knows that I've already studied this, so that's why there's much longer time periods here. Yeah, you can press skip, forgot, partially recalled, recalled with effort, or easily recalled. Like some of my flashcards will be what are the clinical manifestations, diagnostics, treatment, nursing considerations of a GI bleed, and I break it down so it's all in a separate flashcard. And sometimes I will actually write a question, and other times it will simply be a definition or anything like that. Another way to prepare for active recall is by using Google Sheets. Based on a lecture, you can go through the slides and make active recall questions, asking about symptoms, asking the definition of words, asking for nursing interventions, anything like that. The example that I have here is from pharmacology, and it was about the parasympathetic nervous system. So what I did is I went through this lecture slides and I made a bunch of questions, and I also included where to find the answer. And then what you can do is highlight the column and then press data, randomize range. So now everything's randomized. I'll get into the active recall part in the next step. Step 4 is doing active recall. This step makes all the difference. If you only take away one thing from this video, it would be to do active recall. I believe this is the reason that I got A's in nursing school. But what I did is I quizzed myself on my flashcards, usually on my whiteboard. So I'll have my flashcards up on my laptop and then have my whiteboard out. This was from Walmart. It's small. You can bring it anywhere, to a coffee shop, the library, and then I just have some expo markers. I will go through my flashcards and have my whiteboard out. Sometimes I write everything out. This happens usually when it's my first time going through a set of flashcards because I don't know a lot of the information yet and I really want to solidify it, so I'll be writing it down. But as time goes on, usually I can answer the question in my head. You definitely don't need to write on a whiteboard. You can write on your iPad, or you can just write on a blank piece of paper. Okay, to do active recall using the Google Sheets method, once you randomize the questions, I recommend having a piece of paper or a page on your iPad or your whiteboard and go through as many questions as you can that can fit on here and write out as much as you can. And once you reach the end of the whiteboard, you're going to want to pull out your notes or pull out your slides and go through the questions, and if you got it correct, you're going to want to mark it green, and if you got it wrong, you're going to want to mark it red. If there are some questions where you got some of it, then you can mark it as orange. It's just a nice way to see how you're doing. Obviously, the questions you got green, maybe you don't have to review those for a few days, but the ones that you marked red and orange, those will be the ones that you want to review more often. Some other fun ways to do active recall is getting together with some friends and quizzing each other. I recommend this after you all have individually studied. You can also ask ChatGPT to generate some NCLEX style questions, or look in the book, or even ask your professor for some practice questions. Now, the key to all of it is starting early. Don't wait until the week before an exam to start doing all of this, as in barely looking at your notes from week 1, just organizing it, barely getting to do your flashcards. That takes a lot of time. If you find yourself in a time crunch, I recommend to skip organizing your notes, skip the flashcards, and just go straight into making a list of active recall questions or topics, just like in the Google Sheets section, and then start doing active recall. As I said before, active recall is like the most important part of all of this. But if you want to make the notes, you want to make the flashcards, then starting early is key. As soon as you can after lecture, if you can the day of, just start organizing your notes, start making the flashcards, and once you make the flashcards, you can start studying. I recommend studying at least 30 minutes every day, even if your exam is 3 or 4 weeks away. I think it truly makes a difference. Of course, leading up to the exam, you're probably going to be studying 5 to 6 hours a day, but even just the 30 minutes at the beginning of the quarter, on day 3, when no one else is studying, it does make a difference. It's just like exercising, playing an instrument. It's better to put in a little bit of work every day rather than cram at the end. I just have found that daily consistent study leads to less stress and better grades. On my TikTok and on my Instagram, every week in nursing school, I post how many hours I'm studying, and that includes a breakdown of how long I'm spending doing active recall, how long I'm making flashcards, as well as homework, because all those things are important. I can never give anyone a straight answer, because there's some days where I'm studying 5 to 6 hours, and there are some days where I'm only studying for 30 minutes. So it really just depends on when your exam is and how much time you have in that day to study. So that is my exact study routine. This is what worked for me. It may not work for you, but I hope that you were able to take away something from this video. The most important thing is to figure out what works for you. So that's it for today's video. Please don't forget to subscribe, like, and comment, and I will see you guys in the next video.
Toodles.